So, AI predictions. Now, the world is full of AI predictions at the moment. It's all people want to talk about. What's really interesting about this is their predictions are kind of based around. You see a lot of talk around this in the tech press and the general press at the moment. So it's things like, has AI development hit the wall because they've run out of languages to ingest and there's issues with power and all those kind of things? Will there be a killer app for AI, the one thing that makes everyone kind of adopt it? And will the stock market investment continue? I think that all of that is a complete red herring when it comes to talent acquisition and HR, because the technology that's needed to totally change the way that all works is already here. It's already here. Things like automation, things like interview intelligence, already here, already useful, already being used, and already being used in certain parts of the labor market. So I think that sometimes people can look at articles like this, which is completely legitimate. It's talking about some very legitimate concerns and things like that, but it's kind of irrelevant, because everything that needs to be invented and go mainstream to kind of turn HR and talent acquisition on its head is already with us. I think the killer app thing is interesting as well, because is there a killer AI app, or is AI just in everything that we use? Is that the killer app? The fact it's just there. It's going to be this kind of invisible, this kind of invisible force that sits behind everything. Rhona, what do you think about this one?
I think it's the year of user adoption. That's really what we need to be focusing on. Like tech, there will always be new things. Yeah, maybe there's a killer app that will happen. Our job really in TA and HR, we don't really need to be worrying and focusing on that. We need to embrace what's already here and start using it. I think that's really what we need to do. And we also need our friends in HR tech to push us towards using what they've already included and stop doing the whole, this is the new AI thing that you need. It's like, no, this is what we have now. Like you said, everything that we need, as far as from where I can see, is already in existence. And I'll probably eat those words in a couple of months when they do the new big thing. But right now, we need to focus on user adoption, just like start using the stuff.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, I think there are some really interesting things coming with AI agents and the way that things work together. I think that a lot of the vendors out there have got some great tech and some great ideas in terms of things that are changing. But I think the trouble is, lots of people still see generative AI as chat GPT that can write LinkedIn posts for me that all sound the same. And it's really easy to look at that and think, well, this is kind of really limited. Where's this going to take us? But, just record a meeting that you go to with four people and put it into a model like that and start asking it questions about the sentiment of the meeting. What did people think? All that kind of stuff. It's kind of incredible. And I think that people who aren't using AI in that kind of the way, they're not using it. People aren't using it for, interviewing intelligence and analyzing that kind of stuff. They're just going to look like ancient history by this time next year, because the things that it can do are amazing, and we're only still starting on this journey. So, I'm personally fed up with telling people to adopt it and get on with it. It's just like, it's here. Let's embrace this. Let's look at the outputs. Let's really think about how it's going to change what we can do and what's possible.
Maybe the killer app comes from feedback of people actually using it and pushing it to the limits and being like, "Hey, we need this." That's another angle to look at it from.
Yeah, and I think focusing on how HR recruiting are going to change is much more important than looking at the technology. Now that's why I think articles like this are great, but leave them to the tech press, leave them to the people
Yeah.
building this. Let's focus on what we do and how this technology can make it fundamentally different and can make it amazing, can solve all the problems that we've got, all the problems, but a lot of the issues that we've had with, we've had in the talent space for hundreds of years. The solution is here. So let's use it. So thank you, Rhona. We'll talk to you a little bit later in the show.